Jesus God.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, I'm playing with my shit here. I have an iPad now. Are you excited about that?
No.
Fucker.
It's just one more thing you're going to have to try to learn how to use.
Real quick.
You got NFL shit up, and we're not even talking about that.
Oh, no, I'm going to talk about...
No, real quick, what you need to do, and look, we're not about we are about self-promotion, and very rarely do we talk about other people's shit, but you people...
Is your mic on?
Should be, shit.
Just fuck with
Anyway, hit the little plus button on your tab thing. Open up another YouTube thing. Type in Macklemore Thrift Shop. And if you can't figure out how to spell Macklemore, just type in Thrift Shop.
Thrift Shop.
And then at 2:58, you get to see this man's uncle do the damn thing in a creamsicle suit. It's worth it.
It is
Seriously,
a funny fucking video.
It is hilarious.
We will promote shit that is fucking funny out there.
That's fucking funny.
Another thing that you guys should do and want to do.
Promote our stuff.
Go get the Stitcher app, okay? So you can listen to our show on the go.
Yeah, why not?
I think about it. I thought about it right now because I got the iPad open. And if you guys have a mobile device or if you have a iPad or anything, it is actually a really cool.
And we're not the only ones on Stitcher Radio. I'm sure you'll find other people who are, not nearly as funny, but you'll find other people to listen to.
All your comedians, if you listen to like Joe Rogan, if you listen to fucking Adam Carolla, anything that you can imagine, they have on there right now. Actually, it's in the new BMWs, Stitcher Radio. So you go to Stitcher.com. Now, I've made it easy for you. Go to Stitcher.com/Kevin White, and you can download it right there. All you got to do is put in promo code Kevin White, and guess what? You can win $100. Not from me, though. From those motherfuckers.
That's pretty easy.
So anywhere you want to download the Stitcher app, all you got to do is put in the promo code. And you can listen to mine and George's shit. I made it easy for you and gave you a reason to go download the Stitcher app. We're done. Let's talk about some MMA because that's what everybody really wants to hear.
Yeah,
I don't know how many seconds
somebody right there, somebody just said, fast forward to the 9 thing in MMA.
2 minutes and 12 seconds into the
Assholes.
video. Anyway, I'm going to talk to you about a couple things. So, George.
What? That shit was funny. And for you people who got the Matt Hamill impression and thought it was funny, do you know what funny is?
I know, man. Funny is funny and stuff like that. I would love to actually get Matt Hamill on the show or do an interview with him.
That would be hilarious.
Because, the funny thing about it is he would probably laugh more about the uptight people about it.
Because he's
if he was willing to give us an interview and do this, I would donate $500 to his cause. I'm going out there right now. So you guys get Matt Hamill to come on this show and do an interview with George and I. I'm going to give $500 to whatever death association.
Death?
Not death. Death.
Death? Like dead?
No.
Death?
Deaf. DEAF.
This shit right
Deaf
here?
Association.
This shit right
This
here?
shit right here? Anyway.
Shit's called death.
Moving on to UFC news.
Who's that?
You're Dana White. Let's talk a little bit about Dana White, the UFC president.
This should be interesting. And yes, look, we understand. Look, for you people out there who don't get it, like this whole thing with John Jones, Dana White is the president. And when you're the president of a company, you work for the owners. And you're part of the president is to make sure the company runs and everything works well. And part of that is to make sure that you have a backup plan in case your champion or somebody doesn't want to fight on the main card.
Well, ever since the initial UFC 151 fallout, it is amazing. I'll read a comment. I'm going to read this to you guys. UFC middleweight contender Chael Sonnen was offered and accepted a shot at light heavyweight champ John Jones for UFC 151, which we all know, on September 2nd.
Jace.
That event was infamously canceled.
And it's all John Jones' fault. He's
when
the devil
Jones
incarnate.
declined the fight. And everybody fucking went crazy and said Jones fucking sucks. He's a pussy, even though he's beat the shit out of
everyone. And here's the other thing: Dan Henderson knew 3 weeks out that he got hurt.
Right. Sonnen was then out of luck as Jones' return was going to be at UFC 152, and it was offered to Vitor Belfort, who will be fighting this weekend.
But that was after Machida turned it down and other people turned it down. Now I hope all you people who are outraged and angry at John Jones threw all that same outrage towards Machida, for turning down a championship bout.
Exactly. Now, this is what it's fun. This is funny. That's not stopping Chael, though.
Who said that?
That's not stopping Chael, though.
That's what Dana White said.
That's coming from Dana White. UFC President Dana White tells USA Today that Chael's been training as if the fight was his in anticipation that Vitor Belfort will pull out. He is adamant that Vitor Belfort is going to get hurt and pull out of this fight, and he is training right now to fight John Jones. And Dana White is just all up in his fucking nutsack, it seems like that.
But you know what I'd do if I'm John Jones? Not fighting you.
Now, which is nothing wrong with that. But this is what I'm getting at. Now, the next thing, George, you always said for the longest time that Dana White will never really have an interest in female MMA.
That's what I thought.
Well, he took Ronda Rousey to the premiere of the Sons of Anarchy. And when Ronda Rousey got out of that car, people went fucking batshit. Ronda, he was like, what the fuck? Oh, my God, these people are going crazy over her. And he was talking her up and saying that, yeah, she's a pretty girl, but she's like a pretty girl inside of crazy guys, like in my man's body. And she's very unique. And he was saying Gina Carano is very good looking and pretty, too. But Ronda Rousey is different. And she is the sole reason that he has gained an interest in female MMA. Now, Ronda Rousey on one side, Chael Sonnen on the other side. These seem to be his two most popular athletes right now.
Well,
why?
One's a winner. One's a loser. Both run their mouths nonstop and bring. And this is one thing you've always heard about. There is no such thing as bad publicity. Right. If people are talking about you, people are talking about you, good or bad.
Like we're doing right now.
Right. And that's the key. And to get his sport there, maybe he's going to ride their coattails. But here's my problem. Who's he going to get Ronda Rousey to fight?
Yeah.
And that's what venue?
I mean, I think, I see how Dana White has kind of gravitated towards these two athletes.
Looks like fucking Vince McMahon right now, if you ask me, more than anything else.
Yeah.
He's not, in my opinion, to back these two. Ronda Rousey, I get.
Right.
But right there, that's so fledgling. Like MMA as a whole is a fledgling sport. It's small compared to the other sports. To back Chael Sonnen, to me, is pure lunacy.
Right.
It's just he does nothing for you. Right. He's not a winner. He's not that good. He's not exciting. His style hasn't changed.
And this is the thing. This is the thing I want everybody to really think about. I want everybody in the comment board to say, okay, why you either dislike Chael Sonnen or why you like Chael Sonnen. And then I know that there are going to be a lot of people out there that are going to say, because Chael Sonnen is an incredible fighter. But I want you to think about one thing. If you looked at Chael Sonnen's accomplishments, his record, who he's beat, who he's lost to, and everything, and he never had opened his mouth ever. He had the type of approach as like a Brian Stan.
You wouldn't know who he is.
Or Lyoto Machida. Would you guys be saying he's as good of a fighter as he is now with a 500 record, never holding a title or everything? He is. That is why Dana White is loving this guy, because this guy gets people fucking talking about him.
Right.
Talking about
he gets under people's skin. He talks cash shit about anything and everything. I mean, and he just makes some of the most outlandish, ludicrous comments ever. And that what you're doing right there is what people do.
Right.
That's why they love him.
Yeah.
And I don't get it. Like, how do you love somebody like that and then dislike Anderson Silva and say Anderson Silva or John Jones is disrespectful? I'm like, I don't understand.
I don't know how you say. I don't know how anybody says Anderson Silva's disrespectful, and I don't know how anybody actually says that John Jones is a coward. I don't get that. I think he's just a man trying to be smart about his career. But
and kudos to Anderson Silva, because I don't know how many of you know this, but Anderson Silva's Nike deal has now gone global. It was just in Brazil. So let me tell you right now, if Anderson Silva decides that he doesn't want to fight somebody, I have a very good reason as to why.
Yeah. He doesn't want to take a chance of getting a loss. He's not properly prepared for.
Sponsors don't sponsor losers.
Yep.
Look at Michael Jordan, Gatorade, and Nike.
Yeah.
LeBron James, Derek Jeter, Dwayne Wade. Have I named a loser yet?
No.
Who's a loser who has a big major sponsor?
No. And if you look at the three, if you like we had talked about before and touched on one before, if you look at the three biggest names in their weight classes right now in the UFC, it would be John Jones is the light heavy, Anderson Silva in the middles, and then GSP respectively in the welterweight. GSP has Under Armour,
and
a
Pepsi,
mainstream
and
sponsor,
a whole bunch of
and
them
other
in Canada.
Anderson Silva has got Nike, Burger King, and John Jones now has Nike. Those guys are winning and picking up the mainstream sponsors.
Now,
the other athletes are not.
Sticking with MMA, but shifting gears.
Okay.
Anderson Silva has stepped in on short notice to fill in on the next card in Brazil for Aldo. Aldo got
helping
hurt.
out his countryman.
Right. So he's going to get the fight in Brazil, and he's going to fight Stephan Bonner. Now, I guess maybe he's doing this in light of what John Jones did to show him what a champion should do. But to me, there's a big difference in being the champ and fighting Chael Sonnen and just going up a weight class to fight Stephan Bonner.
Right. I mean, right now, if the odds hold, and we talked about this.
$13.50.
They've actually moved up from last week. They were at about $13.50. Yeah, $13.50. Which, if you guys don't know odds, that's about almost 11-1 or 12-1.
In other words, to just help you out, if I had a $100 bill and I placed it on Stephan Bonnar to win, and somehow he beat Anderson Silva, I would get $1,350 back for my $100.
Oh no, that's $1,350. That's how much you have to put down to win $100 if you bet for Anderson Silva.
I thought that was.
That's no.
I'm sorry, I got the 1350
Those are the money lines.
wrong. My bad.
1350 is the money line. So
right, yeah, I'm sorry. You have to put down 1350 to win 100 on Anderson.
So if you're betting for Anderson Silva, you got to put down 1,300. Every $1,350 you put down on him, you only 100.
But Stephan Bonner's like what, a plus?
Stephan Bonnar is like 850 or something.
Okay, so in other words, if that 100 down on Stephan Bonnar gets you 850.
850.
Can you imagine if you put down $1,000 in Stephan Bonnar?
I like Anderson Silva, but I might have to do it.
Dude, what, $50? Here you go.
Hey, $50.
It ain't easy, but a show is broke.
Yeah, but
Ghetto Mike's brought to you by GhettoMikes.com.
Yeah, you guys want to. Anyway, so yeah, I mean that's crazy. Now, that would be the most lopsided,
has to be, in history,
main event in UFC history.
Has to be. Now, with that said, who you got winning?
Now, speaking of this weekend,
Jays.
Okay, the Vitor Belfort John Jones fight, those odds are close to being, I think, if not right on the border of being the biggest lopsided title fight in UFC history.
I don't see Vitor winning this. I don't see how he can. I don't know how. It's good luck.
It's stuff. I mean, but if he could be just aggressive like the old Vitor,
it's in Canada.
Yeah, Canada. Oh yeah. For John Jones. Anyway, that's enough of MMA bullshit and our conspiracy theories and all the other fucking bullshit ranting and ramblings we're talking about. Do you have anything else you'd like to touch on, Mr. Belfort, before we leave?
Belfort. Go to
Bedford.
go to.
I'm all fucked up.
Go to Blaze. Send that shit out. Try to win yourself some SMS headphones.
Click on the links below.
By 50 Cent.
Yeah, 50. Free. And iTunes gift cards. We're out of here. Peace.